SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. We are previewing Week 9 in college football here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Steve from collegefootballwinning.com, who's got a great record at his site this year, and he's going to give us a free pick right now on Georgia Tech at Virginia. Very interesting to me that he chose this game to discuss. He thinks he has an edge on one of the sides. Steve, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you for having me back, Peter.
All right, before we find out what you like in Georgia Tech, Virginia, take 15 seconds to brag about how well you're doing right this year at collegefootballwinning.com.
Thank you, Peter. At collegefootballwinning.com, all we do is college football all year round. So far this year for our algorithmic picks, and we're a company founded on making algorithmic betting selections, they're winning at a rate of 68.97% against the spread so far this year. People want to join us. I hope they do. They just put an coupon code SBR20. They'll get 20% off of any membership that we're offering.
Okay, sounds great, Steve. And congratulations on your great year to date at your site. All right, Georgia Tech at Virginia. Very interesting that you chose this game. Virginia's a 10-point home underdog. Total's 47.5, and Virginia, of course, is kind of backed into a corner right now. It is their homecoming week, though, and will they be able to bounce back or not? Of course, they got beat by double digits by both Duke and Ball State, and Georgia Tech coming off of a very impressive game where they absolutely crushed Syracuse. Georgia Tech also crushed Virginia last year by like 30 points. They tend not to do that well, though, when they go on the road into Virginia, and, 10 points for a home underdog is a lot of points to be giving, especially when a team might be a little bit desperate, maybe especially if it's their homecoming. You might give them a slight advantage there. So the question is just, how repeatable is Georgia Tech's excellence from last week, and how much will Virginia be able to bounce back here? I'm not exactly sure. Who do you like here, Steve?
Those are definitely the right questions to ask. Right now, Georgia Tech, head coach Paul Johnson, he's in his 6th year. He is 60% against the spread when he is away, since he's been at Georgia Tech. Now at Virginia, 4th-year head coach Mike London, his against the spread record is not good. It's 40.48% overall at home when they're an underdog like they are here. He's just 36.36% against the spread. It is Virginia's homecoming, as you said. But under Mike London, they have lost, they meaning Virginia, they have lost 2 out of their last 3, out of his only 3 homecoming games, both straight up and against the spread. In fact, their only homecoming victory straight up and against the spread was against Georgia Tech in 2011. And we'll get to that in a moment. Now, Virginia, they rank 60th in rushing yards per carry allowed versus the FBS. So that's middle of the road. And Georgia Tech, with that high-powered rushing option attack, you need to be prepared to stop the run. Now, Virginia is 104th in preventing rushing touchdowns so far this year against FBS competition. That's not good when you're facing Georgia Tech. Only 2 teams so far this year have held Georgia Tech under 300 rushing yards, and that was Virginia Tech and BYU, and they are both top 25 rushing defenses, something that Virginia is not. Now, Georgia Tech, when they are held under 300 rushing yards, since Paul Johnson has been there, they are just 21.74% against the spread. That's terrible in the last 5 years that Paul Johnson's been there. Now, when they get over 300 rushing yards, Georgia Tech wins against the spread at a rate of 68.57% over the last 5 years. So the question is, can Virginia hold Georgia Tech under 300 yards? Well, under Mike London, UVA against Georgia Tech in 2010, they allowed 477 rushing yards. Last year, they allowed 461 rushing yards. So that only time they stopped them under Mike London was 2011, that homecoming game. They allowed just 272 rushing yards. They won that game straight up and against the spread. So why were they successful? Was it because of homecoming? No. It was because, I believe, they had a bye week. They had a bye week to prepare, so they had a good 2 weeks to prepare for this option attack. Virginia did not get that this time. So we are thinking that this does not bode well for Virginia. It was not because of homecoming that they won. The evidence is they lost their other 2 homecoming games under Mike London. So here's the only red flag in this game right now. Virginia is getting less than 20% of the public betting, and the number is sort of frozen at Georgia Tech minus 10. If Virginia continues to get under 23% of the public betting, we're not going to bet this game at all. But if it goes over 23%, then we're 23% or over, then we're on the Georgia Tech side minus 10.
Okay, Steve from collegefootballwinning.com leaning Georgia Tech -10 to cover against Virginia. Thanks so much, Steve.